Hare Krishna. As requested by Brahmananda Prabhu, always every year when he was leading, I remember he requested us that we should write, not speak freely. So since I'm around here, it was always I heard that one should not speak openly, also freely, but have to offer in written form. Because one time we had it in freely, and then it became so emotional. I remember in the middle of 80s on the German farm, the Singade farm. So everyone started to cry. So one Swami started to cry, the other Swami started to cry, one infected the other, and so the whole thing became very emotional. And the message and the offering actually didn't come through. In the end, everyone could remember it was just a lot of crying. So to avoid that, therefore I prefer to read it. Although I also prefer to listen, especially Gargamuni Prabhu's realizations, although he also mostly read. He mostly read or read, and many of my God brothers' nice offerings, I appreciate it very much because they have so much personal experience. I didn't have much personal experience with Srila Prabhupada. I mostly, from beginning on, I surrendered to the mission to distribute his books and to try to please him in such a way. Actually, the books were our deities. They were everything. They were Prabhupada. They were the deities. So we worshipped Srila Prabhupada and the deities, Krishna, and the whole disciplic succession by distribution of books and by preaching that what Prabhupada has given us in his wonderful books. So I dedicated my writing to Srila Prabhupada's mission. Because on touring, I'm giving Bhagavatam classes, and I'm outside of Vrindavan every day, and I'm taking certain topic, certain continuation. I started with first canto, then the second canto. So now I'm in the second canto, 7th chapter, Brahma's teachings in the instructions to Narada Muni. So, and I got one very interesting topic, inspiration to use this in my offering this time for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and also for the pleasure of all the Vaishnavas present here. So I offer now. Om Agyantimaranyasya Kananchana Salakayam Chakshur Unminitam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances to your lotus feet. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7, 2nd canto, 7th chapter, text 55 and 52, we find the following interesting verses that shows how to receive the seed for determination from the Guru in form of his order. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Yan Me Bhagavatotitam Sangraho Yam Vibhuti Nam Tvam Etat Vipuli Kuru. O Narada, these signs of God, Srimad Bhagavatam, what I reveal to you, was spoken to me in summary by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, please expand these signs yourself. Yata harau bhagavati drinam bhaktir bhavishyati sarvatmani akhiladhare iti sankalpya varnaya. Please describe the signs of Godhead with determination and in a manner by which it will be quite possible for the human being to develop transcendental devotional service under the personality of Godhead, Hari, Sri Krishna, the super soul of every living being and the summum bonum, source of all energies. In the purport, you mention Brahmaji received these signs of Godhead from the Lord directly, and he handed over the same to Narada, who in his turn ordered Srila Vyasadeva to expand it. So the transcendental knowledge of the Supreme Lord is not mental speculation by the mundane wranglers, but is uncontaminated, eternal, perfect knowledge beyond the jurisdiction of the material modes. The Bhagavad Purana is therefore the direct incarnation of the Lord in the form of transcendental sound. And one should receive this transcendental knowledge from the bona fide representative of the Lord in the chain of disciplic succession, from the Lord to Brahmaji, from Brahmaji to Narada, from Narada to Vyasa, from Vyasadeva to Shukadev Goswami, from Shukadev Goswami to Suta Goswami. The ripened fruit of the Vedic desire tree drops from one hand to another without being broken by falling suddenly from a high branch down to the earth. Therefore, unless one hears the signs of Godhead from the bona fide representative of the disciplic succession, as above mentioned, for one to understand the term of the signs of Godhead will be a difficult job. It should never be heard from the professional Bhagavatam reciters who earn their livelihood by gratifying the senses of the audience. That's the end of the quote of this purport. If a new person hears that the Guru also has a Guru whom he serves and follows, he may become surprised and puzzled. How is this possible? Because many so-called Jagat Gurus don't speak about their connection with the Guru, but rather represent themselves as avatar or directly inspired from the Lord. I was one of them who was surprised because of reading some books written by some prominent gurus at that time. Later on, by your and the devotee's mercy, I could understand the significance of taking shelter in the instructions of Guru, who is a representative from a bona fide sampradaya. Only in this way I could detach myself from reading such books and association with such people. Only by worshipping a Vaishnava Guru, which is the representative of the Parampara, we can understand what is actually a disciple and can develop the mentality which is necessary for the receiving the gentle and unique fruit of love of Godhead. Narad Muni was very inquisitive and dedicated to his Guru, Lord Brahma. Therefore, Brahma gave him all knowledge about Lord Krishna and his incarnations in the material and spiritual worlds. In this way, Brahma set the seed in form of a sankalpa. The sankalpa varnaya, it's described in the verse, that the desire to be determined to spread this message of the Bhagavatam for the ultimate benefit of all embodied souls. In the succession of Brahma and Narada, this message was handed from your Guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to you. It was in perfect hands because of your dedication to your Guru. You were empowered to spread this message in this modern age, using modern things expertly for spreading this important mission. You were the perfect instrument under superior guidance and inspiration. Otherwise, How was it possible to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world in such a short time? As it is stated, Palena Pala Karanam Animiyate. By seeing a result, one can understand the cause of that result. From Antya Lila 191. He who is empowered by superior force from Sri Krishna and his representative can spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Previously, this knowledge was transmitted verbally from guru to disciple, you mentioned. But in this present Kali Yuga, books are needed so that people can learn the science of the Bhagavatam. You point out, Srimad Bhagavatam is so scientifically presented that any sincere student of this great science will be able to understand the science of God simply by reading it with attention, simply by regularly hearing it from the bona fide speaker. Everyone is hankering after happiness in life, but in this age the members of human society, blind as they are, do not have the proper vision that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all happiness, because He is the ultimate source of everything. Chamadya Sayata. Happiness is in complete perfection, without hindrance, can be achieved only by our devotional relationship with Him. And it is only by His association that we can get free of this stressful material existence. Even those who are after the enjoyment of this material world can also take shelter of the great science of Srimad Bhagavatam, and they will be successful at the end. Narada is therefore requested or ordered by his spiritual master to present this science with determination and in good plan. That's a part of purport of 2nd Canto, 7th chapter to text 52. Srila Prabhupada, you firmly dedicated your life to your Guru Maharaj's instructions, and by your intense desire and determination, you injected your followers with the same missionary spirit. That's why we are still around, and more people become happy by hearing your and the Bhagavatam's message and dedicate their lives in this direction of loving devotion and service to Krishna. I'm convinced, if we are firmly representing you and the Bhagavatam's words, our own heart and the heart of others will become changed and finally melted, so that we can receive the gentle and soft fruit of love of Godhead without hurting it on the edges of our materialistic stone hearts. Dear Srila Prabhupada, thank you very much for this matchless gift. Thank you that you had hope against hope to spread Krishna consciousness to the hopeless field of the stone-hearted materialistic civilization. You are our only rope on which we hold for achieving the goal which you kindly offered to us, to finally become a humble servant of Lord Sri Krishna, the best, safest and highest position the living being can achieve. Always depending on your mercy. Your servant Rohini Suta Das.